Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're diving into a topic that literally affects every single one of us. We're looking at how to train your mind to conquer this massive, relentless modern culture of instant gratification. I mean, we live in an era where everything is just a tap away, right? And honestly, it's wearing us down. So we aren't going to look at patience as some, boring, outdated virtue. We're actually looking at it as a mental workout.
Be honest for a second here. Have you ever looked at someone who stays perfectly calm in a nightmare traffic jam, or maybe someone who studies for hours without losing their mind, and thought, wow, I just don't have the patience gene? Do you kind of feel like you're naturally wired to be impatient and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it? Well, we need to attack that myth right out of the gate.
Because here is the core thesis for today's explainer. Patience is not a passive trait. It's not something you're either magically born with or just lack completely. Patience is a skill. It's an active mental muscle. And just like any muscle in your body, you build it the exact same way you'd build physical strength in a gym, through practice, keen awareness, and lots of repetition. So if you're impatient right now, hey, you're not broken. You're literally just mentally out of shape.
To get that muscle in shape, here's our workout plan for today. Section 1, the truth about patience. Section 2, why we become impatient. Section 3, how to build patience. Section 4, patience in real life. And finally, Section 5, the daily patience routine. Let's jump right in.
Section 1, the truth about patience, or redefining the mental muscle. Let's completely wipe the slate clean on what we think this actually means.
According to our source material, patience is the ability to stay calm and controlled when things are slow, difficult, annoying, uncertain, or just plain not going your way. And listen, this absolutely does not mean being weak. It doesn't mean just sitting there like a bump on a log while the world passes you by. It means actively controlling your reaction. It means you are the boss, right? You decide how to respond instead of letting your raw, wild emotions drive the car.
Moving on to Section 2, why we become impatient. We're diagnosing the injuries of modern life here, because before we can treat a torn muscle, we need to know exactly how it gets injured in the first place.
And the truth is, our impatience comes from a very specific set of modern injuries. We want quick results, we overthink every little detail, and we're just constantly overwhelmed by stress. Add in the super toxic habit of comparing ourselves to others, and we end up walking around expecting the whole world to move at our exact speed. When you combine high stress with an expectation of instant gratification, boom, your patience muscle just snaps.
Let me ask you directly. If you're a student, or honestly anyone trying to learn a tough new skill, have you ever felt that deep, burning frustration when your studying, your fitness routine, or even your gaming isn't giving you instant results? You put in what, an hour of work and suddenly expect to be an absolute expert or see your body totally transform overnight? When we're waiting for success and learning a really difficult subject or building a relationship, impatience is our biggest enemy. It just whispers in your ear to quit because things aren't happening fast enough.
So let's hit the mental gym. Section 3, how to build patience. This is your 7-step workout plan, straight from our source material to build some massive mental control.
Step 1 of your workout, slow down reactions. When something annoys you, do not respond instantly. Create a small pause. This pause gives your higher brain actual time to think instead of just reacting emotionally. So try this. Take 1 deep breath before responding. Count slowly from 1 to 5. I know it sounds almost too simple, but creating that tiny little gap between an annoyance and your reaction, it's incredibly powerful.
Moving to step 2, accept that good things take time. Think about things like strength, wealth, or real confidence. They all grow slowly. It's like if you study maths for 1 day, very little changes. But if you study maths consistently for months, everything changes. Your patience grows exponentially when you completely stop expecting instant academic or physical results and finally accept the real timeline of true growth.
Step 3 is where we really hit the weights. Train with small delays. You've got to practice delaying comfort intentionally. Don't just grab your phone the second you open your eyes. Wait 10 minutes. When you're at the store, stand calmly in queues instead of huffing, puffing, and checking your watch. Finish your work before jumping into entertainment. Try not to interrupt people when they're talking. These small, everyday exercises, they build essential mental control over time.
Step 4 requires a massive mindset shift. Stop constantly asking yourself, why am I not there yet? That question just breeds frustration. Instead, ask yourself this: am I improving? Remember that even slow progress is still progress.
If you are literally 1% better today than you were yesterday, hey, your workout is a total success.
Step 5 is all about learning to control frustration. When you feel that heat rising up in your chest, you need to actively manage your body. Breathe slowly. Physically drop and relax your shoulders. Speak less. Force your brain to think logically. Remember, your negative emotions get drastically stronger when you feed them with immediate, explosive reactions. So starve those reactions by just relaxing your physical posture.
Step 6 is absolutely crucial. Stop comparing your timeline to others. Comparison destroys patience. Your timeline is all about steady personal improvement, while someone else's timeline might look like a frantic race. You have to remember that some people succeed earlier and some succeed later. If you're constantly looking left and right, racing everybody else, you are going to exhaust your patience muscle immediately. You got to stay in your own lane.
Finally, step 7, practice mindfulness. This is like the ultimate stretch for your brain because it trains you to stay anchored right in the present moment. Try this really simple exercise from the text. Sit quietly for 5 minutes. Focus only on your breathing. Now, when your thoughts wander, and they absolutely will, just gently return your focus to your breath. Doing this consistently strengthens your self-control and resilience over time.
All right, Section 4, Patience in Real Life. Let's test your new strength and see how these tools actually change your day-to-day life when you step outside the gym.
Applying this mental strength literally changes everything. Think about studying. Subjects that feel totally impossible at first, like physics, chemistry, or elective maths, they suddenly become manageable. Why? Because you realize understanding comes from repeated exposure, not instant genius. In fitness, you accept that the body changes slowly, and consistency matters way more than a sudden, random burst of motivation. In your relationships, you become the person who listens more, reacts less, and actually understands others better. And for personal growth, that small, disciplined daily effort becomes incredibly powerful over time.
Which brilliantly brings us to Section 5, the daily patience routine. This is all about maintaining the muscle, because, you wouldn't go to the gym once and expect to stay fit forever, right?
So here is your active daily action plan to take away from this explainer today. First, sit quietly for 5 minutes and practice slow breathing. Second, at some point today, delay one pleasure intentionally. Maybe wait to drink your coffee or hold off on checking social media. Third, pause when you get annoyed. And finally, reflect on your progress at night.
As we wrap up, I want to reiterate the absolute most important truth from our source material. Patience is never just passive waiting. It's not doing nothing. Active discipline, which is what true patience is, means staying calm while working, remaining disciplined during slow progress, and trusting your consistent effort. That active discipline is exactly why patient people end up so much stronger mentally than impatient people. I want to leave you with this really provocative nighttime reflection question straight from the source. Tonight, right before you go to sleep, ask yourself, where was I impatient today and how could I improve tomorrow? It's time to start going to the mental gym. Build that muscle. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I challenge you, delay your next immediate gratification today.